Hi everyone, Chaz916 here. Welcome to my latest update, 8/2/24. We are again in part 2 of the village. In today's update, I have more updated builds. Actually, I have all of the updated builds from folder 3. So that means that all of these buildings are from the east side of the village. Okay, so comments, questions, and suggestions are welcome. Please leave them in the comments section below the video. Okay, so let's start by taking a look at the list. Here we go. Alright, so this is the list of all of the buildings on the east side of town. Not as many as we had in the center of the town, but this is all of them from the east side of town. Okay, so there was a couple of these that I did quite a bit of work on. Well, only one I think that I did a really good amount of work on. Anyway, I'll show that to you when we get there. Okay, guys, let's get started. Okay, so the first one on our agenda today is the bathhouse. And just to kind of give you a quick rundown, I had 3 blocks total missing on this one. I did replace them. Also, the topsoil. I worked on the window and the post by it. I worked on all the windows, got those done, got the window trim done, did some work on the stairs. I textured the inside, walls and ceiling. Let's see. Also, there were no artifacts in this one, but I did do thumbnail and imposters. So, let's get started. Let's start over here. As you can see, the window now has a decorative trim underneath of it. I moved this around and changed things to get it the way I wanted it. So it took a little bit of tinkering and figuring out, but I finally got it to work out the way I wanted it. I had one block out here that was missing, and 2 in here. One in there and then one over here. All of the missing blocks have been replaced. Just in case you guys aren't familiar with how to do it, somebody told me all you have to do is replace them, but they didn't tell me anything beyond that. I found out on my own with just trying my butt off that you need to Z them out and put something in their place, either soil or another block. And then you can remove that soil or block and put in what you want. But you can't just, shoot it out and it's gone. It doesn't seem to work that way. Just a heads up. Okay, so let's take a good look around. We got textures and stuff in here. And on this side, replaced the blocks with smaller plates. And we got the trim done. Okay, up here, we got trim done and all the textures. And there we go. So, all in all, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun when I get to actually start building this one. Yeah. Not sure how this one managed to keep the sign intact. Very weird. Okay. Maybe I did it and don't remember. Could be. Okay, that was the bathhouse. Now, we are going to go to the E builds, which means Eastern builds. Okay, so E builds. Okay, and the first one is number 13. So let's go there and we'll load it. That house is done. We're doing 13. Okay, now on this one, there were no artifacts. I had to redo the second story railing was missing. Second story railing. Let's see. Oh yeah. It's over here. This railing was missing. And then while I was doing it, I decided to go ahead and put some trim on the outer edge of the door. First time I've tried that, I actually kind of like the look. it just seems more fitting. So, anyway, let's see, did I do anything else on the actual build part? Doesn't look like it. Let's see. I replaced the railing. Okay, I did the interior textures, ceiling and walls. I did the window trim. I did the door trim that I showed you. I did the thumbnail and the imposters. So, let's take a quick look. I think I showed you the inside, but in case I didn't, this way. And there you go. Okay, so that was number 13. Let's move on to number 14. Build. B-U-I-L. Okay, number 14. And load you. Okay, so we're on number 14. Let me find that page. Okay, now on 14, I had a few artifacts that I had to take care of from an adjacent building. I did topsoil, interior, and exterior texturing. I rebuilt one of the porches. Let's see, and some window trim, thumbnail, imposter, and I think I mentioned the topsoil. Okay, so let's take a look at the build part that I actually redid, and that was this porch. I like this one much better. It looks more like it would be in real life. What I mean by that is it looks a bit sturdier, that kind of thing, you know? It needed it. And then this railing down here, I did the double gate, because it balanced it aesthetically, because you got double doors, the double gate just makes it look more balanced. Okay, let's go inside. We got the textures and window trim and windows. Up here, same thing. We got the textures, we got the window trim and windows. So, okay, so there we go. Hope I'm not going too quick for this. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is number 15. Okay, so build, and we'll go to number 15. Load that up and mark it off my list. Okay, so on number 15, I replaced some missing something, and then I did the topsoil, and I did this a few days ago, so you know. Okay, let's see. I did the windows. I textured the whole house, including the restroom. I did the floor and ceiling textures. I did the window trims. I did some decorative trim on 3 of the corners. I did thumbnail, imposter, topsoil, all the usuals. Okay, so let's take a look. Now I have a dilemma on this. My instinct is telling me to cut the house out and make it separate so that you can place them where you want easier than having a large chunk of land. But for the moment, I'm going to leave it this way, and I may do a separate one so that you can do it a little bit easier. So, anyway, let me know what you think, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so did we look on the inside? Let's see. And we got the textures, we got the windows, and textures and windows, and all that kind of stuff. And up here, same thing, windows, window trim, textures. Everything is in pretty good shape. So, alright. Okay, now, that was number 15. So, on to number 16. So load that one. Okay. Number 16. We replaced the topsoil. I did some decorative trim. I rebuilt the one of the second floor balconies. I did the interior textures, the window trim. I also did some door trim. I did the thumbnail and the imposter. So basically all the basics. We added some trim to this side of the abode. And then cleaned up this balcony. I put a different flooring in it so that I could put it where it looks like it's got a little bit more structural strength because it did not look quite the way I had it. Looks better now, not perfect, but better. Let's see, and we'll go inside, and we got windows and textures, and more windows, more textures and windows and trim and all that kind of stuff. So we're definitely getting there. Okay, so that was number 16. So now we are on e-build number 17. So let's pop that one up. Here we go, and load. This one is the double one, and here we go. I have added decorative trim, and we did the topsoil, and let's see, what else did we do? Decorative trim, window trim, all that kind of stuff. We worked on the stairs, the interior textures, wall, ceiling, thumbnail, and imposter. So if you remember, this is the one that leads into the burrows, so, or catacombs, or whatever you want to call it, but that's what this one is. Okay, so we'll start by just taking a look at the topsoil. Put the decorative trim around the edges so it looks a little bit better, I think, instead of just a white mass. And then down here we have textures and windows and window trim and all of that kind of stuff. And then up here, same thing, textures and window trims. And there you go. Okay, so as you can see, it is coming along, and yeah, I think it is ready to start getting worked on. Okay, so that was number 17. So let's move on to number 18. We'll load you. There we go. And let's see, like that. And there you go. Here we go, outside. So this is number 18. I did the topsoil. I did some decorative decor. I did interior textures. Maybe I did decorative stuff on the doors. Not sure which. I did the windows and the trim, the thumbnail, and the imposter. So I did all the usual stuff. Let's just take a look. Okay. Textures and windows and window trim. And up here we have the textures. We have windows and window trim. And just really put the door with that one. I put that on, put the doors on the little balcony areas so that they, so that when you're in the house at night, you can close it up and you don't have all that breeze coming through. Although, if you look at these things, man, it doesn't look like they're going to keep much heat in, does it? Anyway, that was 17, I think. Was it? No, that was 18. So let me mark that so I don't lose my place. Next, we are moving on to number 19. So we will load this guy up. Yes, save it. Because that was just the doors, but it'll save them in a new position. It doesn't matter. Okay, now, this one is number 19. So let's see what we did to this. Right. Had artifacts I had to take care of on this one. That's 19. 18. Right? No, 19. Yeah, 19. Okay, I did some decorative trim, did the topsoil, did the stairs, did the window trim and that kind of stuff, interior, textures, and the thumbnail and imposter. So let's just take a look. We'll see what it's looking like. Yep, there you go. And the windows and all that kind of stuff. And then down here, same thing. And on the stairs, what I did basically with most of them was to remove the full blocks that I had put there and put something in that makes a little more sense, which is the plates. Okay, so let's see now. There you go. And the balconies, I replaced those and put doors on. And there we go. Okay. Now, that was number 19. Let's move on to number 20. Okay. So 19, move on to 20. And load this one. You guys are going to notice a lot of changes on this one. I did have artifacts I had to remove on this one from a neighboring building. I did some door trim. I redid the windows areas extensively. Just all kinds of changes on it. Let's see. Door trim. I did the window rebuilds. I did the topsoil. I rebuilt part of the roofing, or I should say added to the roofing. I did interior wall and ceiling textures. I did the thumbnail and the imposter. So, let's start with the windows. This was pretty intensive because I really wasn't sure what I wanted. But what I did do was I trimmed down the size of this so it doesn't stick out as much and it just has a better look to me, you know, aesthetically. Don't know whether I'm going to keep that kind of thing, you know, where I use more than one texture on the outside here. It was just something I was tinkering with. Now, I also changed both of the other windows. The first one I put over here, and I basically changed this out to 2 and then 2. So if you put a middle section in there, and of course I trimmed this one like I did the front, and yeah, I think I like that design much better. It looks better aesthetically to me. And then just to balance it out, we added a chunk onto the roof, and we built this over here, which matches the other side and balances out my building. And we added miscellaneous trim where it was needed. And you're probably going, wow, that was quite a bit. That's not all. The back, which to me looked a little bit on the plain side and was driving me crazy, I rebuilt and gave it a little bit more depth and just made it a little less plain. It's still kind of plain to me, but hopefully with lanterns or candles and other things, it will look like I want it to look. Okay? Okay, so that was number 20, and that's the one I put quite a bit of time in. but I like the way that it came out. It was worth it. Okay, so that was number 20. We are going to move on to number 21. So, 21 is here. Let's load this one. Now, this is another one that has way more land than maybe is needed for what other people want. So I may provide a second version where I have one that's just the house and then one that has the land with it. And you guys can figure out what you want to do with it from there. Okay. Let's see now. Let's see, we are on 21. So, this has all the usual stuff. We redid topsoil, we textured it inside and out, we did put in windows and window trim and all of that kind of stuff. I did the thumbnail, the imposter, and all that kind of stuff. So it's got all of the basics. So let's take a look. And I think I did some work on the stairwell as well. And we put some support in there. I got rid of the big blocks that were there. And did this a little cleaner. And now it looks pretty good. And if you are building your own home base, you might want an exit just in case you should need it. It's an interesting way to do it. It worked for me in one of my builds because I actually did a fort build where I did this, and it was a good way to get out when things got a little hairy. So anyway, as you can see, it's coming along nicely. So yeah, let's go and look in here. We got the textures and the windows, window trim, all that kind of stuff. Same thing upstairs. I did retexture the ceiling just to see what it would look like if it was different. Kind of like it. It looks okay. Yeah, it's getting there. I'm not sure how I missed that, but let's take a look at that really quick. Okay, now, yeah, there we go. Fixed it. Okay, so, there you go, guys. We have one left, and that one is e-building number 22. Okay, so, let's go to e-building number 22. And we are going to load it, and yes, we will save it. Okay, now, this is the last one. I changed the balconies on this, a little bit. Let's see, what else did we do? I removed some artifacts. I did the interior textures. The usual, the walls and the ceilings were needed. And let's see. Like I said, I rebuilt the balconies, added some doors. Let's see. Did the windows, put windows in, put windows trim in, all that kind of stuff. Did some work on the exterior textures. I had it in two different textures I wasn't happy with. Then I did the thumbnail and the imposter. So, let's take a look around. We got double doors on both of these. This one and this one. But I made them so they open or operate differently. This one, you open both. On this one, we can open one here. And then the other one opens the other way. The point is that I didn't want to obstruct traffic in the middle of the room. If you have people, guests here, having a little party or something, we don't want to block the center too much. And it's already blocked up here. And I may change that, just to make it so it's more, lifelike. I mean, you don't really want doors opening up in the middle of the room, but it could go either way. Okay, so, and then we got the windows and the trim here, windows and trim and everything down here. Okay, guys, so, that was number 22, and that is the last one for this folder. I want to thank you for joining me. I wish I could say Rosie wants to thank you, but unfortunately she's not here. The game editor won't let me bring her in here. At least I don't think so. I don't know if I've ever actually tried it. Okay, guys. So, before I go, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I understand that you guys may not want to join my Patreon or contribute on my PayPal. Some people don't have much money. I don't have much money. That's cool. But at least hit the subscribe. It's free and it really does help to support my channel. Okay, so there you go. Oops. See what happens when I get to talking. So you guys take it easy, and we shall see you on the next one. And again, thanks for taking some time out and joining me. Alright, that's it for now. Bye-bye. And we're out. 25 minutes, that was a long one.